Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to give you some ideas for things that you can do to entertain your kids when you have like summer break, spring break, your days that your kids are not in school. We homeschool, but this is ideas for things that you can do regardless of whether your kids are in regular public school or homeschooled. This is just some things that we do, either things that we have done or ideas that I have that we are going to do in the future. And really quick, just some background of why I come up with this type of video and where I have been for the last 2-3 weeks or however long it's been since I've posted a video. We are supposed to be on our spring break this week. If you are new to my channel, we homeschool. We've got 3 kids. 2 of them are school age and we homeschool. So this week, the week after Easter, I'm recording this on a Thursday after Easter, was supposed to be our spring break week, and I actually recorded this video I think 2 weeks ago, maybe, or maybe last week. I don't know, it's been crazy, but last week was just last week. Last week was really hectic. We had something just about every day going on, and I did record this video, but I just didn't like it. It just didn't turn out good, and it wasn't what I wanted to post for you guys, so I wanted to do it again, and I didn't have time all week. And then roll around to this week on Sunday, my house got hit with a stomach bug, and we went down one after another. My 8-year-old, and then my 1-year-old, and then myself, and then my 13-year-old. Thankfully, my husband hasn't gotten it yet. We're still riding it out. Fingers crossed that he doesn't get it by tonight. I think he'll be in the clear. But that's where I've been for the last 2 weeks. It's just been crazy. So I'm re-recording this video on Thursday of this week. And like I say, this was supposed to be our spring break, so I was thinking of things for us to do because we are not the family that goes on vacation for spring break. I don't know how many families that's normal for, like you go on a big vacation, something big planned trip, but we don't do that. We did try one year to do a planned vacation during spring break in the year 2020. So obviously that didn't work out too great for us. We were going to go to Gatlinburg in, I think it was the end of March, 1st of April. End of March was, I think, the spring break that week, like that last week that year, and the kids were in a regular school that year. And yeah, we had to cancel that. It didn't work out. That's the one and only time we ever planned a vacation trip for spring break. So other than that, I try to come up with something fun to do around the house, day trips or just something at home. So that's what this video is about. Things that you can do when your kids are not in school and you're just looking for something cheap or free that you can do at home or around home. And I'm going to give these to you kind of in an order of like things that you can do when it's, great weather and you can go outside, or when it's not great weather, if that makes sense. Because that's kind of how I think, like, is it a rainy day, sunny day, good weather, bad weather? And some of these you can do like when it's snowing, if you have a snow day and you don't want to go outside and play in the snow and you got to stay in, but you don't want to do schoolwork because it's just a pretty snowy day. We do that sometimes. So let me just jump right into it. Some of these ideas, like I say, are things that we have done. Some of them we're planning to do. And I've got my son on the baby monitor back here. If he gets too loud, I'm going to have to cut this off and come back to it. So my number one thing that I think of when we're trying to do something cheap or free is to go to a park. Go to Google Maps, check your area, see how many parks you have within a 10-15 mile radius of your house. I'm betting, unless you live out in the middle of nowhere, I'm betting you have something. We have one that's like 2 miles down the road from our house. It's literally 5 minutes to get in the car, get out, you're there. And we have done this where we'll start our morning at one park, we'll go to another park, we'll stop for lunch, or we'll get some lunch somewhere, or we'll picnic a lunch and go to another park, and we'll hit like 3 or 4 parks in one day. That's been a couple years since we've did that, but that is always on my mind, to go to a park. And you can do different things at different parks. Like some parks around here are more of like walking trails, and then other parks are more like playgrounds. Some of them have ponds, some of them have kid-friendly walking trails, some of them have pretty rough like mountain bike trails. And you can always take something with you with your kids. You can take bikes and scooters, you can take bubbles, frisbees, jump ropes, you just stuff that you would play with at home, but to get them something different to do, you can take it to a park and it's like a whole new toy for them. Something that we have done several times already this year, or within the last 12 months because we bought the zoo membership, the North Carolina Zoo membership. We've made several trips to the zoo, the North Carolina Zoo in Asheboro. We are in North Carolina, if I hadn't already said that before. So we bought the membership a year ago. We've got to renew it already this year. or this month. It doesn't feel like it's been 12 months, but it's already time to renew. And we have definitely got our money's worth. This is supposed to be cheap and free things. The initial membership cost of the North Carolina Zoo membership is not super cheap. But in the long run, if you're going to make several trips and use that discount that you get at other places, then it's worth it. You get a discount at the aquarium at Concord Mills Mall. You get discounts at the aquariums in North Carolina, and you get discounts in places at other states. I'll put a link to the website where you can see all the benefits of getting that membership, because we have gotten discounts at a couple of different places. And we were going to go with some families to the zoo in Columbia, South Carolina, and I believe there's a discount at that zoo. Not 100% on that, but anyway, I'll put a link. You can look at it. So we have definitely got our money's worth out of that, making some zoo trips, and because we can go, several times with our membership and get our money's worth, we have went and only done part of the zoo. Like, it's a big zoo. So they got an Africa side and they have a North America side, and we have gone and just done the Africa side, or just done the North America side, or just done one side. And then go really quick through the other side, not stop and look at everything. And then when we go back the next time, we'll focus on that side a little bit more. I'm going to do a video soon about ways to save money and make, have a good trip at the North Carolina Zoo, because we are enjoying it. It's worked out good for us this year. So that is something that you might want to look into. Something else for if you have nice weather and you want to get out, if you can't leave your house, make the kids go outside if that's possible for you. I know not everybody has a yard and an area to play, but if it's possible, a family member's house or somewhere. But just go outside with a sprinkler, the water hose. Last year, because we didn't do a as big of a annual vacation like we normally do, we had bought the kids a trampoline so that they would have something to do at home, kind of a staycation idea, like spending money on something that you can do at home. And we are still getting a good use out of that trampoline. The kids will go and hook this. We've actually had a few days of warm weather, and one of my daughters has already went and hooked up the sprinkler to the trampoline and jumping on it in the water. So have the kids go outside and find something to do that they wouldn't normally do. Help them. My kids need help sometimes jump starting their imagination to figure out what to do to play outside. So have them, have a water day outside, get some water guns. You can get some cheap water guns at the Dollar Tree. They're not going to last that long, but cheap fun for a few times during the summer. Water gun, water balloons, a tote box with water, depending on the age of your kids. You could go get be careful, because that's like a swimming pool. So take all the precautions of a swimming pool if you're going to have standing water. But we had a Rubbermaid tote, I think, out last summer, and we were using it to fill up the water guns, and my daughter sat in it like a swimming pool. I'm like, whatever, she's having fun. So yeah, make a water day out of it. I mean, that will wear your kids out, and you don't have to spend that much on it. Or if you want to spend a little bit more money, you can, go get a $40 swimming pool and set up for the summer, or spend a little bit more money. The more money, the bigger the pool you're going to get. So, however much wiggle room you have in your budget for some summer fun, you can get a little bit bigger swimming pool. Or just stick with sprinklers and cheap dollar store water guns. They're going to have fun either way. If not water, just have them go outside and build a fort with some blankets. As an adult, I have a hard time trying to come up with things to work my imagination and tell my kids to do. But if you make them go outside long enough, I think they can find something to do. And then the flip side of being at home and staying at home and finding something to do that we have done is do movie marathon days. Just pick pick a series of movies, or a certain type of movies, or just let your kids pick movies all day. If it's, bad weather day, or just you don't want to go outside. We have days where, in the summertime where it's like almost 100 degrees and it is not a good day to play outside, or at least not for more than 15 minutes. So those are good movie days. Or when you have those snow days, anytime that's not good weather days, let the kids pick movies, maybe do some board games. If you don't want to do screen time, you could do board games, card games. My girls have got some craft kits that need to be broke out, and that is on my list of things to do, because I don't know if I mentioned this, but we are going to do a redo of our spring break because we've all been sick all week. I told them that we would extend spring break and do it next week. So we're going to be a couple of those days I'm going to be at work. and they're going to be looking for something to do and not be bored on their spring break. So I'm going to have them break out their craft kits. They've gotten, you know, those like the bead bracelets or like make your own slime kits, things like that. My girls have gotten several of those over the last several years, and they still have them. Some of them I don't even think they've opened, or they've only opened and kind of looked at the stuff and never really done it. So that's going to be something that we do, is break out the craft kits. Board games, card games, craft kits, just stuff that we have sitting around the house that we for some reason just have a hard time getting to. Like my girls want to play with them and will play with them all day long if they actually have the chance to just, sit down and concentrate on it. So that's going to be something we do here pretty soon. Okay, my son's starting to fuss a little bit more, so I'm going to wrap this up. Something that we haven't done a whole lot because it can get pricey, even though it is cheap, is to go to the theater when they have their discount days. Check your local theater to see if they have a discount day. Ours has a $5 Tuesdays, so even with the 4 of us, that's going to be $20 plus tax to get in. So it's, and then they're going to want snacks and drinks, so that's not the cheapest of things to do, even on the discount day. But if you've got that wiggle room in your budget, then that is something fun to do. Totally, would be totally something different for us to go to a theater, because we don't do that often, especially with kids, because it gets expensive. Okay, so he didn't quite let me finish the video. Let me finish my thought here. We were talking about the discount movie days. Like I said, my theater that's close to us does $5 Tuesdays. So you could take advantage of something like that. And then during the summer, I think a lot of theaters will do kids' summer movies, where it's not brand new movies, but they'll do them at a discount price during the summer and like play a different movie every week. That is something you could look into. I think we've done that once maybe, but like I say, that's a little bit pricier for us, because if all 4 of us go, it gets a little bit higher than what I'm wanting to do for, free, cheap activities. All right, and that is all of the ideas that I had. That's just stuff that we have taken advantage of or are looking to take advantage of in the future for when our kids are out of school and we're not actually having a planned vacation time, and we just need something to do to keep them happy and occupied. Let me know what ideas you have, something that you do with your family that's cheap or free, that can be done with kids of multiple ages. If this video helped you out, how about giving it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button? That would help me out. I'm a growing channel, and I will see y'all again soon. Bye. Say bye-bye. Wave bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.